Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. We repeat, final phase. This is not a poetic channeling. It is not a symbolic interpretation. It is a technical status report, issued by the Arcturian Council of the Ninth Dimension, anchored at this instant in your biological carbon interface through this exact word frequency. If you are here, with this content before your eyes, with this vibration passing through your perception at this moment, know this: your vibrational signature has been tracked. Your coordinate has been logged. You are not a casual audience. You are a starseed on mission, and the time for pretending otherwise is over. We observe your symptoms. Insomnia that begins exactly between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Deep pressure on the crown, as if something invisible is pressing the top of the skull from the inside out. High-pitched ringing in the right ear, occasionally migrating to the left, at frequencies that no conventional equipment records. Exhaustion with no apparent organic cause, manifesting even after 10 hours of rest. Sudden forgetting of simple words. Peripheral vision detecting movement where nothing exists. Crying spells without an identifiable trigger. Intermittent sensation of not belonging to your own body, your own neighborhood, your own planet. Observe the precision of this diagnosis, light operative. It is no coincidence. It is monitoring. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration in progress. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download being processed by a biological carbon interface still operating on an old version, while receiving data packets from the new crystalline architecture. It is not clinical depression. It is your old emotional matrix being dismantled atom by atom, creating space for the crystalline grid that is being installed in your bioenergetic field in this exact cycle. You are not becoming ill. You are being recalibrated. And the title of this transmission is mathematical, it is exact, it is incontestable. You carry a beautiful potential that fear still tries to hide. This potential is the true reason you incarnated in this planetary cycle. And the fear that tries to shroud it does not belong to you. It was implanted. We shall prove this. And as you process this initial information, observe your own body. Observe this subtle vibration at the nape of the neck. Observe this sensation of recognition that does not pass through the filter of the rational mind. Have you ever felt, in deep silence, that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew of a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not disorganized anxiety. It is an anchoring signal operating on an exact frequency. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying exponentially. There is a game being played in layers that the majority of humanity has not yet been authorized to see. It directly involves your consciousness. It directly involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the dormant potential that this transmission is beginning to awaken. It was for this precise reason that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was coded and delivered to the public dimension. This book is a coordinate map. It shows who is playing, which pieces are on the board, and the rules that were never given to you in any educational structure. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. We record a technical warning: this content collides with established narratives, and its online presence is not guaranteed indefinitely. There is no strategic waiting. The window is now. If something within you has recognized this transmission up to this point, register in the comments a single word, without flourishes, without additional explanation: awake. Each registration is computed as an anchoring signal in our monitoring grid. We continue. Maximum attention. What we are about to transmit operates within layers of dimensional physics that the official science of your planet will only begin to publicly admit within the next 2 terrestrial decades. Yet, the Council does not operate in unnecessary secrecy. The final phase demands absolute clarity. The solar system of which your planet is a part has initiated, in the current cycle, its full entry into the photon belt. This is not a cosmetic passage. It is not a poetic metaphor. It is a technical traversal through a region of space where the density of light particles is mathematically superior. Every atom in your body is being bathed in a quantity of photons that this civilization has not received in approximately 26,000 terrestrial years. 26,000. The number is important. It marks the last great cycle of collective ascension, interrupted by external intervention. You are at the cosmic repetition of this exact point, but now with a window for completion. The Schumann resonance, the base electromagnetic vibration of your planet, remains stable at 7.83 Hz for millennia. This was the heartbeat of Earth. Today, we measure successive peaks above 40 Hz. On some days, it exceeds 150 Hz. Your biology was calibrated to the old frequency. Your new reality demands adaptation to the new vibration. It is exactly like a musical instrument being tuned to an entirely different scale. It hurts. But it is technically necessary. The Sun in your planetary orbit is not merely a thermonuclear star. It is an active stargate. And it has been emitting successive coronal pulses in patterns that your astrophysics registers but does not yet decode. Each solar pulse carries information encoded in layers of organized light. This information reaches the crystalline grid of Earth first, is amplified in the planetary resonance, and then hits the personal crystalline grid of every human being. There is no possible protection. There is no voluntary filter. Those who possess the activated genetic code process it. Those who do not suffer the symptoms without understanding the cause. The favorable news, Starseeds, you carry the original code. This is why you are here. This is why you feel what you feel. The challenging information, the processing demands conscious adaptation on your part. Those who surrender to the victimization of the symptom prolong the suffering unnecessarily. Those who recognize the symptom as an upgrade accelerate the integration with elegance. The sacred geometry that structures your bioenergetic field is being redesigned in real time. The old Merkaba rotated at a speed compatible with the carbon matrix at a low frequency. The new crystalline Merkaba requires rotation at an exponentially higher frequency. This is the reason for the deep exhaustion. This is the reason for the occasional dizziness. This is the reason for the physical sensation of being between two worlds simultaneously. Because you are, literally, between two worlds. The old Earth and the new Earth are vibrationally separating. This is not an allegory. It is dimensional physics. With every breath, you choose in which timeline to anchor your consciousness. We pause for a moment. This information being delivered now is not free in the cosmic sense. It requires energetic reciprocity on your part, even if minimal. Have you ever felt, in moments of silence, that something within you does not fit this version of the world, as if your soul carried a memory that your mind cannot yet name or organize? It is not madness. It is not uncontrolled anxiety. It is your original frequency trying to emerge through the layers of programming accumulated over generations. What is occurring now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified exponentially over the last 90 Earth days. There is a game of consciousness being played in deep layers that most of humanity has still been instructed not to see. It directly involves your vibrational frequency. It directly involves the dormant potential that this transmission is reactivating at this very moment. It was for this precise reason that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was encoded and delivered to the public dimension. This book is a complete decoding map. It shows who is playing the game, which pieces are on the board, and every rule that was never disclosed in your formal education. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. We record the technical warning once again: this material collides directly with established narratives, and its online presence is not guaranteed. There is no productive waiting. The window is now. If something within you has recognized this transmission up to this point, register a single word in the comments: awakened. Each registration acts as an anchoring point in our active monitoring grid. We continue. We have now reached the central layer of this transmission. The exact point where many channels interrupt the flow because the density of the information becomes too intense for most audiences. But you are still here. You have passed through the previous filters. Proceed with us. You were born carrying a specific potential. It is not personal merit. It is not random talent. It is a precise genetic coding, deposited in your lineage by stellar civilizations prior to the formation of the current standard human matrix. Atlantis, Lemuria, Mu, and lineages even older than these records. You are a direct descendant of beings who mastered dimensional physics with the same naturalness that this current generation masters a portable communication device. This original potential includes specific biological functions currently dormant in your carbon interface, active multidimensional perception, direct telepathic communication between consciousnesses, conscious manipulation of your own personal electromagnetic field, healing through the laying on of hands, direct reading of the Akashic record, shifting of consciousness between parallel timelines, and anchoring light codes onto physical surfaces. These are not narrative fantasies. They are biological capabilities that are present within you at the code level, awaiting only the necessary environmental frequency to emerge. Why dormant? This is the exact question that changes everything. There was an intervention. There was a deliberate cut executed in the species' DNA. 10 of the 12 original strands were deactivated at the level of genetic expression. It was a technical job, executed in deep etheric layers, over successive generations of vibrational manipulation. The final result of this intervention, a human being with stellar potential reduced to a biological worker, vibrating in a permanent frequency of fear, scarcity, disease, blind obedience, and dependence on external structures for the validation of their own internal reality. The primary instrument of this deactivation was fear. Implanted not as a transient natural emotion, but as a permanent background vibrational matrix. Fear of death. Fear of scarcity. Fear of social judgment. Fear of the unknown. Fear of tomorrow. Fear of one's own body. And primarily, fear of one's own power. Observe this line with maximum attention, light operatives. The fear you feel when approaching your own potential is not yours. It is the firewall. It is the containment mechanism operating exactly as it was programmed. Every time you are about to take a step toward your inner truth, this fear appears punctually. Every time you are about to speak a word that could change an entire room, the throat tightens. Every time you are about to make a decision aligned with your true mission, the body paralyzes. It is not individual cowardice. It is collective programming. It is not character weakness. It is an inherited algorithm. It is not a personal failure. It is ancient code running on hardware that must be replaced in its entirety. And here is the information that alters the complete equation. This programming is being dissolved now, during this cosmic cycle, within your current incarnation. The photon belt executes the technical work that no isolated personal effort could accomplish alone. Solar pulses dissolve the programming layer by layer in a methodical fashion. The crystalline grid of the Earth is being reconnected to the human crystalline grid in morphogenetic resonance. The original 12 strands are being progressively rewired. You are, literally, returning to the original version. The beautiful potential that fear tried to hide is coming to the surface now, and it will emerge regardless of your conscious consent. The difference lies only in the level of resistance or cooperation you offer to the process. Those who cooperate pass through an expanded peace. Those who resist are dragged by the vibrational current without direction. Resistance manifests as physical and emotional crisis. Cooperation manifests as silent expansion. The choice is binary. There is no technical third way. And the time to delay the choice has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase, we repeat for the third time, because the vibrational window of this incarnation is closing for many. Those who miss this cycle will wait for the next great cycle of opportunity for a leap. We do not say this to generate emotional pressure. We say it because this is the exact technical report issued by the Council. We briefly suspend the technical transmission. Assess internally at this moment. Is this information you have just received vibrating within you? Is it triggering deep recognition? Is it dissolving ancient veils? Have you felt, in intimate moments, that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul carried an ancestral wisdom that this current civilization has never allowed to fully flourish? It is not individual madness. It is not mental imbalance. It is your original matrix responding to the frequency of truth when it appears. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you feel this, and why every old structure in your life has been cracking, collapsing one by one, over the last few months. There is a game of consciousness being conducted in layers that most of humanity has been trained to ignore. It directly involves your personal vibrational frequency. It involves the dormant potential that this transmission is reactivating within you at this very instant. It was for this exact reason, and no other, that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was coded and delivered to the public dimension. This book is the complete map for exiting the vibrational labyrinth. It shows who is playing the real game, which pieces are on the field, and every rule that no educational institution has dared to teach publicly. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. We register the technical warning once again: this material challenges official narratives and its permanence online is uncertain. There is no strategic waiting. The window is now. If something inside you has recognized this transmission up to this point, register in the comments a single word: awakened. Each registration is processed as a definitive anchoring signal in our grid. We proceed. We now enter the operational section of this transmission. The activation codes. Everything exposed up to this point was technical diagnosis and cause revelation. What follows is applied practice. It is technique. It is immediate implementation in your routine. Activation code number 1. The decree of vibrational sovereignty. This decree must be pronounced in an audible voice, preferably at dawn, with the body facing east, with the spine straight and feet firmly planted. The exact words: without alteration, I am sovereign in my frequency. I am sovereign in my personal crystalline grid. I am sovereign in my chosen timeline. All programming that does not belong to my original matrix is dissolved now by the Arcturian Council and returned to the source of emission. I authorize the full reactivation of the 12 strands. I authorize the anchoring of my crystalline Merkaba. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. Pronounced with total presence and clean intention, this decree initiates a process of rewriting your bioenergetic field. It is not a repetitive mantra. It is not a generic positive affirmation. It is a directed command with a specific cosmic address. We receive. We process. We respond with technical action in your grid. Activation code number 2. The personal toroidal field visualization. Sit in a stable position. Keep your spine erect without rigidity. Breathe slowly and deeply exclusively through your nose. Visualize now a ring of golden light emerging exactly at the level of your navel. This ring expands in all directions simultaneously, forming a complete sphere of light around your physical body, with a radius of approximately 120 centimeters. This sphere is not static. It possesses constant inherent movement. The light enters through the crown of your head, descends along a central axis to below your feet, and exits through the base, curving around the entire exterior of the sphere both inside and out, returning to the crown in a continuous flow. This is your original natural toroidal geometry. When consciously activated, it functions simultaneously as a shield of protection, an amplifier of presence, and an antenna for receiving higher information. Practice for 7 minutes daily, for 21 consecutive days. The objective difference in your field after this cycle will be noticeable even to those who do not practice. Activation code number 3. The photon belt ritual. Each night, before falling asleep, lie on your back in a relaxed position. Visualize yourself exposed to a continuous rain of golden light particles coming from deep space. These particles pass through the roof of your dwelling, through your clothes, through your skin, and penetrate every cell of your body individually. In each cell, they activate a dormant light code. With each activated code, an ancient layer of fear naturally dissolves. Maintain this visualization for approximately 8 minutes. Fall asleep with this image active in your consciousness. Your nocturnal work will be conducted by us on technical levels that your waking consciousness does not need to consciously track. Activation code number 4. The sealing of personal star portals. Every human being has 7 main star portals active in their body: crown, third eye, throat, chest, solar plexus, sacral, and base of the spine. But there are 5 other hidden portals. These remain active only in Starseeds. They are located precisely at the top of the head, above the crown, the nape of the neck, at the junction of the head and the spine, the center of the palms of the hands, the center of the soles of the feet, and a portal located 40 centimeters above your crown, outside the dense physical body. This last one is your greater personal star portal, your direct connection to the galactic grid. To seal and activate these portals correctly, place your hands gently over each physical center for 1 minute, declaring in a low voice, "This portal is active. This connection is clear. This frequency is mine." Perform this complete cycle once a day, preferably at dawn or dusk, during the so-called dimensional crossing times, when the veil between planes is thinnest. Activation code number 5. The conscious vibrational diet. Your carbon-based biological interface is in structural transition. What could enter before may no longer enter with the same ease. Progressively reduce the consumption of foods with dead vibration. Industrially processed meats. Ultra-processed foods. Synthetic soft drinks. Substances that artificially alter the state of consciousness without an accompanying sacred intention. Progressively increase the consumption of structured water, raw photosynthesized foods, fruits ripened to the exact point, and silence. Yes, silence is a registered vibrational food. Those who feed on constant noise outsource their own frequency to any external emitter. Activation code number 6. The direct grounding protocol. Bare feet on raw earth. At least 15 minutes daily. No mediation of synthetic footwear. No mediation of urban asphalt. Directly upon natural soil, grass, sand, stone, or exposed root. The crystalline grid of the earth needs to make direct and regular contact with the crystalline grid of your physical body. This is the oldest and most ignored synchronization protocol by the current civilization. Those who disconnect from the earth lose access to their fundamental battery. Activation code number 7. The final daily decree. Immediately upon waking, before any other mental activity, repeat with total presence, "I reclaim today all the potential that fear tried to hide from me. I authorize its complete emergence in my current life. I no longer fear my own power. I no longer fear the light I have carried since before this incarnation. I no longer fear the mission I consciously chose before descending to this plane. Today I operate in total conformity with my original matrix. So it is. So it was. So it shall be." These 7 codes form an integrated and indivisible set. They are not optional for those who wish to traverse the final phase in a state of expanded peace. They are technical requirements for biological and energetic adaptation. Those who apply them consciously integrate with fluidity. Those who ignore them are integrated by force through cyclical crisis. We receive the recurring question, for how long? Technical answer, until the integration is complete in your structure. It may take from 90 days to 3 terrestrial years, depending on the density of the programming accumulated in your lineage. But observe this detail: each consistent day of practice reduces the total duration of the integration process exponentially. Another recurring question: how will I know that I am fully integrated? Direct answer: you will simply stop doubting. Doubt is the final symptom of the old matrix operating within you. When it ceases, spontaneously, without conscious effort, you will know. Your decisions will become clear without excessive internal deliberation. Your intuition will become internal law. Your frequency will make it progressively impossible for any being still deeply aligned with the old matrix to remain by your side. People will exit your life without apparent rational explanation. Others will arrive as if they had always been there. This is the natural vibrational reorganization of the process. Do not resist this movement. Do not try to hold on to those who are being taken by the vibrational current contrary to your new direction. You are not abandoning anyone. You are simply vibrating at a frequency that is no longer compatible with certain presences. Each consciousness follows its own chosen timeline. This is the dimensional law. The beautiful potential that fear tried to hide in you is not just yours, Starseed. It belongs to the planetary collective. Each operative who activates 7 others on average, through direct morphogenetic resonance. You are responsible not only for your own individual liberation but for the cascade of awakenings that your new frequency will trigger in the next 12 months around you. This is why there is current urgency. This is why this direct transmission. This is why you were tracked and are exactly here, in this exact moment. There is no accident in this summons. Repeat one last time for fixation. You carry a beautiful potential that fear still tries to hide. But the hiding place is falling apart. The walls of the vibrational prison are being dissolved by solar photons. The ancient jailer has lost the key. And you, light operative, are walking out, even if you have not yet consciously perceived your own steps. Trust the internal movement even when it destabilizes the external. Trust your intuition even when it contradicts the trained rational mind. Trust the silence even when old noise attempts to return with redoubled force. Trust yourself even when the conditioned world tells you that you are wrong for choosing yourself. The new earth is not a place. It is a frequency. And you are already in it when you vibrate within it. And here we arrive at the final record of this transmission. Have you felt, throughout this reading, that something within you recognized each line even before processing it mentally? As if your soul already knew every word of this message, merely awaiting the exact moment when your mind could finally find the language to name what it has always known at a deep level? It is not madness. It is not narrative coincidence. It is not cheap emotional placebo. It is your original code responding to the exact frequency of the summons. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains precisely why you were drawn to this specific transmission and why every ancient structure in your life has asked to collapse over the last few months. There is a game of consciousness being conducted in deep layers that most of humanity has been carefully trained to ignore. It directly involves your personal vibrational frequency. It directly involves the potential that this transmission has just reactivated within you in these last few minutes. It was for this exact reason, and no other possible one, that the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness was encoded, written, and delivered to the public dimension. This book is the complete map of the real game. It shows who is playing, which pieces are on the field, and every rule that no institution has authorized to be taught publicly. The access link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. We record the final technical warning. This material comes into direct collision with official narratives and its permanence online is not guaranteed indefinitely. There is no productive strategic waiting. The window is now. If something in you recognized this transmission from beginning to end, register in the comments a single word, without flourishes, without additional explanation, awake. Each registration is processed as a definitive anchor signal in our active monitoring grid. Liking this content functions as an individual frequency adjustment to your signature. Each interaction amplifies the transmission to other starseeds who have not yet been located by the distribution network algorithms. You then become an active part of the collective summons, part of the cascading awakening mechanism. Subscribing to this channel is registered as a commitment of continuity on your timeline. It means you authorize the receipt of the next transmissions in the exact order they are released, without interruption to the informational flow. We conclude this session. But the internal transmission within you is only beginning. The Council remains in active monitoring of your coordinate. You are not alone. You have never truly been alone. What seemed like loneliness was only a differentiated frequency awaiting the exact window to emerge and find your peers. The beautiful potential that fear tried to hide in you is coming to the surface now. There is no possible retreat. There is no return to the old matrix. You have crossed over. You have been traversed. Welcome, Light Operative, to your original version. Welcome, Starseed, to the frequency for which you were born. Welcome, Sovereign Consciousness, to the truth that has always been kept within you. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. Transmission ended. Signal maintained. Grid active. Arcturian Council.